Hey friends, welcome to the farmhouse. I want to show you the farmhouse that we've remodeled. Please excuse the weeds. I haven't weeded this trip. In fact, we had to wait in between rain to get some chemical down to kill the weeds, like along the fence lines and stuff. And then we'll be back next week to do the weeds. But the house is all clean and tidy. So I just wanted to show you our pretty little piece of paradise with this farmhouse. When we first saw this house, we could see the charm that it had great bones. Someone had started a remodel, but it was incomplete. And we just loved the property. You can hear birds. We painted the underside of the porch a haint blue, a very pale, powdery blue. Ring camera. There's that powder blue. My daughter did a great fun wreath with a rope and some lace. Welcome to our farmhouse. So the original fireplace was brick. Our daughter's fiance added the wood mantle. Initially, this wall had paneling on it, and I so wanted to keep it, but there had been a built-in bookshelf where the chair is now, and so the paneling didn't go all the way down, and so I was just heartsick that we had to break it down, but ultimately you don't miss it when you see it like this. Oh, some antique burns in the wood floor. We've kept the original wood floor in half of the house and refinished it, resanded it. It was great old wood floors. And in other parts of the house that had really kind of been remodeled and the wood floor wasn't salvageable there, we used Bella Sera Italian flooring. We've installed can lights and ceiling fans in most of the rooms. Let me take you on through to the kitchen. So there's a dining space here in this corner. This is my daughter's tractor bar. We found this in Fort Worth, Texas at an industrial salvage shop there. It actually has headlights that mount on it, and you can see the electric cord dangling off there, but they would have kind of stuck off here, and so we haven't used it. They've used it as a coffee bar here. So when we first saw this kitchen, it was completely gutted. I'm standing in where the original dining room was, and it was a separate room. So we've connected that space, made it all one. And over where the sink is, there were holes straight to the outside. You can see outside. Again, we've gone with the sort of a robin's egg blue kind of color in this room. Kept it very simple with our appliances. This is a pantry unit. Did some broom storage on this side. Pull out drawers here. And pan storage up there. Found a great fixture at Wayfair. Where the kitchen tile is a trash pullout. Loving the picket fence tile detail. More of a handmade style tile. And then here's the primary room. Let me back up a little bit. I'll go this way, show you this way. Okay, when we first got the house, the original, there's the back door you can see peeking through. It would have been here. And there was more of an, almost like a tight, like a diner banquette would have fit, like a super tight and a window. I wanted to keep that as part of the kitchen and expand the bedroom out. But ultimately, my husband decided he did not want to move any walls. So we kept the footprint of the house the same. This was a porch with an outdoor entrance, and it had been a laundry room with the bedroom. So my daughter chose this super fun wallpaper. It is a peel and stick, so it is removable. You can see one of the great features of this house, which is a water tower out this window. This window that's a little dirty, and I do need to clean all the windows. All right, our farmhouse rules: be hospitable, gather at our table, work hard, sit on the porch, drink sweet tea, make good memories, wear an apron, bake a pie, help others, feed the animals, gather their eggs, love your family, enjoy each day. All right, so this is space that was reclaimed from that original bathroom, laundry room, and the dinette. So we've essentially created our own little master here. We had so much fun knowing that this was going to be my daughter's place, doing these pink tiles with the gold accents. And I purposely built in a place for the little floor vacuum. This is a hot water closet. We were hoping to do the tankless water heater here, but because of the quality of the water, they just assured us that was not going to be a good thing out here in the country with hard well water. We did a lot of these closets with kind of some built-in storage features, interesting light fixtures everywhere. A toilet room here, and a detail they did here that I really like is the shelf unit above the toilet angles in, so you're not going to hit your head on anything, and you get a little more storage space out of that. I think that's something I would do in future homes. The house is 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So this is a second living area. It could be your dining area. I think it would be great to put a table and chairs out this window, because here's your view. Looking out on the farm. The property goes down to where all the trees are, way out there. Past the screened-in porch. Okay, so back to second living area or dining. We saved, once we started taking down old sheetrock and old wallpaper, we found this gorgeous painted beadboard that had been reused, and so we salvaged it. The process with this beadboard, there's more over here. Oh, there was a big closet here, and so we did a standing washer and dryer to save us from having to have a separate laundry room. There's not much square footage to just be given away to a laundry room here. So what we did here was we had to take the strings off from the old fabric wallpaper, hammered in any missing nails, gave it a good buff wipe down to get rid of any chippy paint, and then we waxed it and buffed it. So I love the sheen that the walls here have. That's one of my very favorite parts. And the built-in desk. This is the back side of the fireplace that was in the front room. You can see it was originally red brick, and we rocked it. We built in this desk unit using a really pretty wood. I forgot. Is it I'm not going to say. I don't remember what kind of wood it is. Anyway, wide baseboards everywhere. This is a great linen closet. When we started demoing this closet, we found giant rose wallpaper. The original homeowner here in the early 50s had used gorgeous, gorgeous wallpapers. So I wanted to come back around and show you. You saw the red brick on the other side, so we just simply rocked around the front of that. Fun new light fixtures, new doorbells, thermostats, all of those kind of good things you don't really think about. So this is the 3rd bedroom, the smallest one. And it has a beadboard wall that we saved as well. This one had sunny yellow floral wallpaper when we found it. We knew that our daughter who was in college here and a roommate were going to be in the other 2 rooms, and we knew they would have friends in and out. So instead of doing like a queen or a king bed in this room, we decided on 2 twin XL beds. And we got beds that were extra tall so that you can slide your suitcase underneath the bed when you're a guest here. This closet originally was oriented this direction in the room. We took in a little alcove from the original bathroom because the original closet, they didn't apparently measure the size of clothes hangers. You couldn't even fit a regular size clothes hanger in the depth of the original closet. Again, here we did doors that the light comes on when you open and shut the door. That's just a nice modern feature. The fans have remotes, so we've mounted them near light fixtures. So the other bathroom was pink, and here we went blue just for the fun of it, just because we were loving it. So this is some really special quartz, and we love doing this shelf. It's just a great place to store an extra little toiletry. Again, we like the niche in the wall. We made, my daughter's roommate put eucalyptus here so that it smells like eucalyptus when you take your shower. I like these shower heads that have both a big head and a handheld that can come out of it. I've literally never done that before. I have no idea how you do it. I'm doing it wrong. There we go. All right, and then down the little hallway. What's kind of the second bedroom size-wise. Again, farmhouse style, but we went with a really modern fan. And then the money here is that view. You can see out here is a 2-car garage and a separate building. Excuse the limbs. We've had a storm and a little branch fell down out of our oak tree. So this was originally a water storage tower. The old red clay tile barn I adore. We've imagined it as a great party barn, just a place to gather, put a grill out there, entertain out there, have parties out there. We really probably would have considered having my daughter's wedding here had her wedding not been planned for January. So in the garage, that's the entrance to the garage, and then there's a storage room. I'll show you it in a second. Keep going on around. Oh, I collected quilts for these beds and some vintage linens and things just to stack and double up. I do have one more quilt that I've imagined putting up here, but I got to see in person the little clip gallery wall system that I had planned to hang it up with. And it didn't look sturdy enough to hold a quilt. So still waiting to see kind of what we could do. I thought that might be a nice buffer between a bathroom that was shared space and for guests. Okay, here's where you want to have your morning coffee, folks. Right out here. Redid the screened-in porch. There's the attic access. Something that we did was we had the attic vacuumed out to get rid of 70 years of gunk up in the attic, and then put in new spray foam. We opted for these 2 windows to give us nice big picture windows. When you were installing, we did new windows all over the whole house. When you are installing windows, the larger the sheet of glass that you're doing, the more expensive the window is going to be. So even though we ended up with a bar in the middle, it saved us thousands and thousands of dollars not to have this be one big window, but we still get enough of the picture window to show off the view that we love. Oh, let me show you this. So we, some great craftsmen that we know made the wood door for us. And I believe our contact through that is through Joe Co. Builders in Waco, Texas. And we built this door nice and sturdy. And one of the reasons we wanted that good screen door slamming sound. So ready? Here we go. Loud sound. All right. We've poured a little patio back here. And again, excuse the weeds. We'll get it. We'll get the weed eating done next weekend. Cafe lights leading to the little water tower, a windmill. The windmill has been changed since we got it and we've not restored it. But I think that you could. There is our water well house. We've had to rebuild all of that. Over here on this side of the house is a flat-ish area. They've excavated some of the hill that was there, but it gives you enough space that if you wanted to level that out and build another structure, maybe another small barn, if you wanted to put in some animal pens, I don't know, something, you could do something over there. This property backs up to a ranch, and so it makes it look really immense. It really gives us a great view. All right, let's see. We are up on a hill. We installed new windows even in the garage. And I'm coming out here because I want to show you the little room that's behind the garage. Oh, here's how long this has been a horse property. There's old hardware for tying up your horse. When we first got this property, there was a circle pin here that was exercise for horses, and the people that excavated for our patio just dumped the dirt pile here. This barn is a horse barn, and we are ready to reskin the metal on that just to improve its appearance a little bit. New hardware on all these doors. Okay, so for now, this is really great storage space. And we did new lights up there. Really great storage space, but here's what we've envisioned for this. We've got new windows. We have envisioned that this could be a little guest quarters. And what we would do is a bathroom on that end, just shower, toilet, sink combo. And we did windows here that are crank out. Is it locked? It's locked. There we go. Now it can crank out. You can see we've not cleaned away the bugs or anything. But I love that these windows open because I think it would be great to use this as an art retreat space. And then if you had any paint fumes or whatever, you could open that up. All right, windows locked back. Oh, here's a close-up of what those red bricks are like. Interesting, they're clay tiles. So up in the top of the water tower here, it's meant to be a water reservoir. It's kind of scooped out on top. We cleaned out all the dirt and muck, and we did run water through it, but it was leaking. And so we weren't able, I don't know, we haven't had enough time here to really kind of work on it and get it fixed properly. Although we thought it would be a nice thing to have repaired. A new door and window here. Let's see, it's open. So you can see we've had a lot of rain, and the rain has been leaking down. And there's from where we've tried to see if it would work. But what we think here, and that window opens as well, what we think in here is that this would make a really fun little desk area. Like put your desk out here, or your art easel, or your sewing machine, I don't know, whatever, out here. And then you've got just a little window that can open up to the wide world. A little lantana hanging on for dear life. All right, friends, thanks for joining me on this look at the farmhouse. If you've got questions about the remodel, what would we do? How would we do it? Oh, here's an important thing that happened. We've excavated dirt here because water was just pooling at the back of the house. And so we're trying to work on getting all of that, leveled out, create a better flow of water through here. This area You can see that the brick isn't exactly the same. We've gotten a pretty close match. Know that if you are ever replacing brick on a home, it is super hard to match the brick, especially over time. And as the brick that was made in one point in time is no longer made, hard to find any of it left or any of it even available. But so from this corner to that corner was where there was a door and a window. And so we've rebricked all of that. And then we had a little more brickwork on the front. Remember I told you in the kitchen we could see through. They'd already busted some holes in that brick, so we had to do some repairs on the front side as well. New metal roof here and here. We love the look of that. That's super, super farmhouse. All right, I know this is different than my usual adventures that I share on YouTube, but I appreciate you guys watching. If you know a friend who loves house remodeling shows, home remodel shows, share this one with them. We'd love for them to see it too. We'd love for you to ask questions in the comments. I don't know. What I can say about this property is, even though we live in a nice neighborhood, in a nice city, it's really nice to get here and to get away. And there has just been this sigh that happens. It's just a release when we get out here to the country. And it's just something about being out in a little bit more nature. Our best weekends here, we've gotten to go for a little ride in our little four-wheel, I started calling it an SUV. What do you call it? The little utility thing. And we go drive down the country and the dirt roads around here. And we joke that it's borrowing other people's ranches, even though we're on public roads. But that's what it feels like, is just some community country space that we've enjoyed very, very much. I wish you luck on your remodeling projects. I wish you luck on getting happy with the house spaces that you have. See you later, friends.